This video deals with the topic of interviews and discusses two types of them, the unstructured and the structured interview. Now the focus is on data collection, and here the interview plays a central role. It is one of the most frequently used instruments in marketing research. Of course, this has a lot to do with the fact that it is quick and easy. Different types of interviews can be seen on this slide. The two extremes are the unstructured interview and the structured interview. With the structured interview, the researcher has a very clear agenda. He or she wants to grasp certain facts. Often these facts can be gathered easily and quickly. These are typically a few questions that are often closed-ended, which can be answered with a yes or no, or on a given scale. The unstructured interview, on the other hand, is used when one is not really sure what sensitivities and opinions might exist among the respondents. Therefore, the unstructured interview gives you more freedom. The interview is not pre-structured, possibilities are left open, and the interviewees are given the option to name aspects they would not have thought of in the first place. Another type of interview is focus groups. These typically bring together respondents, perhaps for an hour or two. This can be arranged in a variety of ways. Frequently, various tasks or games are carried out to make use of the interactive effect of communication. These participants are supposed to animate each other in conversations, to take up the ideas of others, develop them further, give them back. Here the aim is to create interactions in the hope that when everyone talks to each other, one can arrive at facts and insights that are hardly achievable through individual questioning. Let's return to the unstructured interview. Here are some characteristics of this data collection method. In particular, one wants to capture the narratives. This means that as a researcher, you do not have such a clear picture of what the facts are that actually influence people. For example, it could be about satisfaction or dissatisfaction with a product, and you don't know exactly what it is that makes people satisfied or dissatisfied. So you give them freedom and let them tell their own story. You don't structure the conversation in any particular way. The consequence of this is, of course, that it is time-consuming, that you may need special places, that you can't just do it in the pedestrian zone, that you have to initiate the conversation again and again, that you have to steer it in certain directions. As a researcher, one is also constantly challenged to give the conversation a certain direction and a certain continuity. As explained at the beginning, the structured interview is a method of questioning that attempts to quickly ascertain simple facts. It is mostly about questions that are easy to answer, where people don't have to think long, and which can typically be asked with a straightforward questionnaire. Often, it is also about questioning as many people as possible. Not so much to analyze the individual in depth, but rather to obtain a large amount of data, which may then be used for a quantitative investigation. This happens, for example, when it comes to the awareness of a brand. It is easy to answer this question. Do I know Tesla or do I not know Tesla? Or do I like this brand or do I not like it? So wherever fast, simple facts are needed, the structured interview is used. One could well imagine using these things in combination. For example, by first identifying problems with focus groups, then going into greater depth with unstructured interviews, and finally trying to re-examine the results obtained there on a large scale. For example, in a structured interview, a questionnaire that might be put online in order to achieve the greatest possible reach. It is also important to use these different instruments in combination to gain as much insight as possible from the market.